Hey guys, so today I'm going to be dyeing my hair. I'm going to show you guys on camera just because I did film this before, but it seemed like a lot of people were confused on what I did. I guess I wasn't clear enough. So this video is going to be super clear. It's going to be super helpful. Anyone who wants to get copper gingery hair, this is the video for you. So basically all I'm going to be doing is dyeing my roots and retouching my actual hair color because my hair has already been dyed gingery copper before, so it's this color right now, just a little bit faded. Okay, so the color I use to dye my dark hair to this coppery color is the L'Oreal Excellence Hicolor Highlights in copper. So this is the Hicolor Highlights in copper. This is the color I use. So if you guys did watch my old videos, you guys know I used to use sizzling copper. It looks kind of like this. It's a little bit bigger than this one because this one's for highlights. So I've noticed that the copper color in the highlight is much brighter than the sizzling copper, which is meant for your entire head. So I started using this. So if you do have dark hair and you're wanting to go copper, this is what you're going to use. Forget my refreshing steps that I'm going to be doing later. That's only for the people who already have lighter hair and need to redeposit the copper back into it, if you know what I'm trying to say. And then another disclaimer is if you are going to do this, you're going to need like at least 3 packs of this to get your entire head. If you have long hair, I'd say 4 to 5 packs depending on how thick it is. Because this is mainly for highlights, so it's pretty small. Let me open it and show you. So if you guys see, this one's for your whole head and this one's for the highlights. It's much smaller, but it does brighten your hair way faster than the one that's meant for your whole head. So for me to do my roots, I use the full bottle of this. This is all I need. I don't need more than one. One is good enough. If you're doing your whole head, like I said, this is really small. You're going to need much more. Okay, next I'm gonna obviously use a mixing bowl and a brush, and I'm gonna pour this in. So it says to put 2 parts developer to 1 part color, which means you're just gonna double the developer to the color that you use. So I'll show you guys. So you're gonna know you get the Hicolor highlights when the color squeezes out and it's actually orange. In the sizzling copper, it comes out white and it starts developing like later once it's in the developer. Okay, so the entire bottle was squeezed out. This is how much hair color you get. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 2 parts developer. So the developer you're going to want to use to make your hair lighten really quick and not be too damaged is 30 volume. 40 volume is a stage higher than this, but that will probably fry your hair off and you don't want to do that. So I'm going to be using 30 volume developer, and again, double the amount of developer to the amount of hair dye. Also, I just eyeball everything, so if you want to use super precise, you can measure it with like a food scale or something. But yeah, I'm not really into like that measuring thing. Like I feel like my eyeball is really good. I don't know though. Okay, so once it's mixed up, it's gonna look like this. This is the consistency of it. It's like pretty thick, but still like runny, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's bright orange. If you do want more of like a red tint to your hair, you can also mix it in with like a high color red color if you want. But since my hair is so dark, it automatically pulls a little bit more red, which is how I get this like darker copper instead of just strictly orange. But if your hair is light, it's gonna pull completely orange like this. So if you wanna add some red to it, you can do that. Sorry that I'm talking a lot in this video, but I really want to make sure that I get every question that was asked to me into this video so that no one else is confused. Okay, so then I just put on my gloves. One thing about this hair color is it is going to stain everything and anything it touches, so try not to spill it in places. Also, it's gonna continuously rinse orange just because it's not a natural hair color, so it's gonna just keep rinsing it every time you wash your hair. So if you do have white veggies and stuff, it will get on them. It happens to me a lot, but it does wash off really easily. Okay guys, so I just basically ran through the back just because you can't really see it. So I wanted to show you more of how I do it at the front. Also, I don't really do it perfectly at the back because I don't have help. So basically this is how I do it. I'm just going to apply it to my roots. Oops. And my baby hairs. Make sure it's pretty thick. Then I'm gonna part my hair down. So I do it in like pretty thin sections, just to make sure like all my roots get covered. And then I apply it to the roots again. And then I also apply it to the upper root, like so. Just make sure the baby hairs. And I just continue this method basically throughout the whole thing. Okay, so now that my hair has all of the chemical dye added to it, I'm now going to do my refresher color onto the ends and midsections of my hair just to get it bright again. So what I'm going to be using is Adore Orange Blaze mixed with Adore Cajun Spice. I'm mostly going to be using Orange Blaze because it's very bright. I want my hair very bright. And Cajun Spice has more of like a brown tint to it, but the mixture of the two makes a really nice color. Just make sure you use more of this. Okay guys, so for my next little mixture, it has been 7 minutes since I put this in just because I had to find a couple things. It's gonna be a semi-permanent mixture. There's no chemicals, it's vegan. I'm pretty sure it's vegan actually. Let's make sure before I start lying. Yeah, it's vegan, cruelty-free, no chemical, nothing like that. So that means this will not lighten your hair. This is only for adding color to hair that is already light. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna take a little bit of a deep conditioning mask, which today I'm going to be using my BLEACH Matrix Hydro Source. You can use any deep conditioning mask you want. It doesn't have to be this. Okay, so I'm literally taking a little bit of deep conditioner, about like this much. And then I'm going to take my semi-permanent colors. And now this mixture, it really depends on how bright you want your hair versus how dark you want your hair. So I'm going to take my Orange Blaze from Adore and I'm just going to squeeze it out. As you guys can see, it's pretty like bright, very vibrant, but since my hair is like still a little dark, it's not gonna go this light. Okay, so once I get a fair amount of that, I'm going to squeeze in my Cajun Spice. This is actually kind of empty, but it should be enough because it's so dark. As you guys can see now, the difference between Cajun Spice, it's super dark compared to it, but these two blend like together so well. So I used about that much Cajun Spice. I'm just gonna mix it with just like my hands, you know? Okay, so you guys now can see the blend. You guys can see it's about the same color as the dye that I put on my hair. And that's the goal, pretty much. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just spread this mixture onto my hair. I'm not gonna do it in like a uniform way. Literally, I'm just gonna start grabbing pieces of my hair and put this mixture onto it. Just because it's not like a chemical mixture and you can just rub it in. It doesn't have to be precise or anything like that. Okay, so once my hair has been fully dyed with the semi-permanent, I'm going to put it up, let it process. I would say by now my roots have been processing for like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna leave it in for another like 15 minutes just because my head is hot. My roots don't need to process too long. So like 35-minute total is okay, but if you're doing your whole head, I suggest 45 minutes to an hour and make sure you do your roots last. Like I was saying earlier, just because I don't want any of you guys to have hot roots. So now that I'm at this stage and I'm gonna leave my hair in for 15 more minutes, I'm just going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I have some remaining mixture left over from doing my roots. This is the Hicolor Highlights in Copper. I'm gonna put it on my eyebrows. I'm gonna make sure I do it really precisely and make sure I don't drop it into my eyeballs because this is not eye safe. So I'm gonna come in real close so you guys can see how I do this. I am looking at my mirror that's like over behind this camera just so I can see. Okay, so I'm done putting it on my eyebrows. Your eyebrows do dye way faster than your hair, which is why I only leave it in for the last 15 minutes. So I'm gonna wait 15 minutes, then rinse everything out and then start on my hair and I'll show you guys the finished result. So before I leave you guys, I'm just going to give you one more tip. I use the Keratin 2-minute reconstructor after I rinse out my hair. This is basically like a super strong protein keratin constructor, and it basically rebuilds the bonds in your hair that break from dyeing it. It helps keep your hair damage to a minimum. Also, if you feel like your hair is damaged, you're going to use a bonding product before you dye your hair as well. So the time you wash your hair right before you dye hair, if you know what I'm trying to say, like, you know, the couple of days before you dye your hair, wash your hair with a reconstructor or a bonding product or a protein mask, something like that, and it's going to help your hair stay healthy throughout the dye process. Of course, dyeing is going to damage your hair a little, but this just helps like prevent any like extreme damage. Hey guys, so I'm back. This is how it turned out. As you guys can see, my roots are matching my hair now. It might be like slightly darker, but it kind of gives me like a little bit of a shadow root. Like I said, to get this color, I do dye my hair twice. But this is the color you get when doing it. As you can see, after I refresh my hair too, it's a little bit brighter. Before, I feel like it was a little bit more dull. Now it's like super bright and stands out. So hopefully this video helped you guys a little bit more with the dyeing. So again, if you are a virgin hair dyer, or if your hair is dark, you're gonna want to do Hicolor over your whole head. If you're like me and you're touching up, or your hair is like lighter and you think you can just use the semi-permanent on your ends, then I would suggest doing that. So because I use the semi-permanent on my ends, I'm not like continuously processing it with chemicals, so I don't really experience any damage. My curl pattern is, you know, she curly. So my hair's not really damaged from doing this. But of course your hair will be drier than it was before you dyed your hair, just because you are chemically changing your hair color. So it's gonna be a little bit drier. The only thing I do is I make sure I deep condition once a week, and I alternate. 1 week I'll do a protein deep conditioner, 1 week I'll do a moisturizing deep conditioner. Just like that, because I noticed with my hair being dyed, it needs more protein than it would have needed if it wasn't dyed, and the protein just helped keep my curl pattern super curly. But yeah, so this is the final result. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video answered every single question. I feel like I went over every question that people have been DMing me and stuff like that. If I did not answer one of your questions, you guys can DM me on Instagram. I always reply to those quickly. You can even ask your question in the comments. Just sometimes like YouTube doesn't show me the comment. I don't know why. But yeah. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you guys in my next one.